We'll call this meeting of the Silver City Town Council to order. Please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda is public input, and Dr. Martinez, you're up first, and I remind you to have 5 minutes to speak, and if you're watching me, I'll try to give you a 1-minute heads up. You have the floor, sir.
Good evening to everyone. Good to see you again. Good evening. And as I failed to put out there, good to be here and see you again. I'm going to move right on it and see if I can complete this. I'm Art Martinez, by the way, and retired university professor. It was only a week or so ago that certain local public institutions, as well as our local political and educational officials, were invited by the Prospectors, a local lobbying type organization, and perhaps there were representatives from one or both of our chambers of commerce, to make their case before a panel of local legislators, you recall, who reportedly took notes regarding the listings of some of the special projects that several presenters were recommending for public funding. That is, the money in our pockets out here in the community, the taxpayers, and for whatever reasons or purposes, that is what brought me here this evening. Actually, I have been looking into some of these comments, and I read about that, and I said, well, those are points of view and very much needed in our community and elsewhere. I'm going to say a few things myself, and my references will be to the public at large. I propose, as others do, that all of our governing jurisdictions, from the national to the state and to the counties and the cities in New Mexico, that a meaningful increase of the various minimum wage levels that are presently in place, and that we do this at the earliest opportunity. I'm proposing this. I'm convinced that the best approach would be a one-step increase as opposed to a phasing in process, which could mean that it was done over a 3 or 4 year time frame or something like that, that we just get right to it, local, state, or wherever. And that this be from the present $7.50 per hour in New Mexico to at least $14 per hour. That would barely keep up with rising inflation and the present cost of living that our folks are facing every day. This is to say that today's dollar is both worth less and it buys less than several years ago. The problem that many of our working residents is that their wages have not kept pace with the cost of all their basic needs. Okay, I'll be finishing here now. I believe, therefore, that we should continue to press forward from here, the very local level, at the city level, and to press forward with such an economic reform by convincing our local legislators, as well as a large majority of the two chambers in our state legislature, to do the same thing that we might possibly do in our city, in our county, and so on. Thank you very much.
Next item on the agenda is council comments. Councilor Besson, would you like to start?
No comment.
Thank you, Councilor Cook.
No comment.
Thank you, Councilor Ray.
No comment.
Thank you, Councilor Morales.
No comment.
Thank you. And I'll follow the trend. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No, sir.
Hearing none, the agenda is approved. And approval of minutes, we don't have minutes yet. And staff reports. Chief? Ms. Mackey?
A couple things, please. I just wanted to advise the public that candidate packets are ready at City Hall for the 4 elected positions that were announced last week. That's the mayor position, the councilor position in District 2, the councilor position in District 4, and municipal judge. And I'm also looking for poll workers at the polling places for our election on March 4th. So anyone interested in working on Election Day with us, please call me at City Hall. And also, we still have openings on several boards and committees that were announced last week. If people are interested in volunteering for the Extraterritorial Subdivision Commission, the Planning and Zoning Commission, the Incentive Review Committee, the Library Board, the Museum Board, or Cemetery Board, they can please call me. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda, since there is no public hearing and there is no unfinished business, will be new business. Item A, approval, disapproval of a special dispenser permit application for the Hip Hop and R&B concert, sponsored by DJ Milligram on January 18, 2014, from 7 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. at the Grant County Veterans Memorial Business and Conference Center at 3031 Highway 180 East, Silver City, New Mexico. Liquor license holder is Buffalo Bar LLC. Liquor license number 0361 at 211 North Bullard Street, Silver City, New Mexico. You have the floor.
Mayor, Town Council, thank you for this opportunity, for a chance for your approval for these permit applications to serve alcohol at the Backs to the Books Bash happening next month, January 18th. And thank you once again for moving the date for the special approval for this application. We're seeking the same approval as we did for the Ruben Ramos concert from last week to serve alcohol at this event for next month on the 18th. Alcohol will be served in the designated area once again in the break room of the conference room, 21 and over. You'll be secured and staffed through the security from the Buffalo Bar. Alcohol will not be permitted outside that designated area. Once again, in that break room, there will be a patio where smoking is allowed, which will be monitored as well from the security from the Buffalo Bar as well. As far as the Santa Fe room, again, where the performers are where they will be performing, alcohol will not be permitted there. It will only be permitted through the designated area, once again, at that break room in the conference center.
You're good at this.
Trying.
Questions? Councilor Benson.
So I have a couple questions, well, one question and a comment. So, in the one that I have things in purple and things in yellow. And the yellow is not just the Buffalo Bar, but the vendors area. So if the Buffalo Bar area is supposed to be where the alcohol is consumed, is that also the vendors area? I mean, it's also bright yellow. I mean, there should be a distinction between that.
Yes. Well, the Buffalo Bar is especially designated for that particular area in the designated room, in that break room. But there's going to be other vendors such as Verizon Wireless, J&J Stucco, other businesses that are going to be covered through that area where they'll be able to sell their products and promote their business in that specific vendor's area. Once again, the alcohol will not be permitted through that designated area. That's specially designated for the Buffalo Bar.
Okay, I guess it's just confusing having two colors, purple and yellow,
Okay.
and having yellow being used for both the Buffalo Bar in a vendor's area where there's no alcohol being served. So it might be best to clarify that a little bit, at least explain what's going on, because the vendor's area is also encircled with the purple, so it's just very confusing the way the map is.
Sorry about the colors, but one particular colors is for the vendors, but that does not include the Buffalo Bar. The Buffalo Bar is specifically designated through the break room.
Okay, so I would, yeah, it does say Buffalo Bar, but it might be the license
Yeah,
permit
that's
area.
correct.
Maybe add a little bit
Yes,
before you send
okay.
it. And then, just a little note, your men's and women's bathrooms, I forgot to mention it last time, they're reversed. The women's is on the north side, the
north
men's,
side?
yeah,
Okay, so,
men's is on the,
sorry, we'll make corrections on the floor plan.
thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? I'm just going to go through the formalities of the three questions that the governing body can only deny an application for the following reasons. I'll just ask you to make sure it's in the record. The proposed location is within an area where the sale of alcoholic beverage is prohibited by the laws of New Mexico.
Yes. Or, no, I'm sorry.
The issuance or transfer would be in violation of a zoning or other ordinance of the governing body.
No.
The issuance would be detrimental to the public health, safety, or morals of the residents of the local action district.
No.
Any other discussion or any testimony?
Once again, my name is Mal. I'm standing on behalf of DJ Milligram. He cannot be here due to it being work, so he does apologize to you, the mayor, and the town council.
Entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilor Ray.
I move to approve of a special dispenser permit application for the hip hop and R&B concert sponsored by DJ Milligram on January 18, 2014, from 7 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. a.m. at the Grand County Veterans Memorial Business and Conference Center, located at 3031 Highway 180 East, Silver City, New Mexico. Liquor license holder Buffalo Bar LLC, liquor license number 0361 at 211 North Ward Street, Silver City, New Mexico.
Is there a second?
Mr. Mayor, I second that motion.
There's a motion, a second to approve. Is there any other discussion? There's a motion, a second, no discussion to approve as read twice. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Good luck.
Do we get free tickets? Yes. Let me know.
That was off the record. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn before we get in big trouble.
I move to adjourn.
No, it's already been moved. I second that.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
Didn't you? No, he said to entertain a motion.
There's a motion from Councilor Bedison and a second from Councilor Cook to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, and wish everybody happy holidays and a new year, and we'll see you next year. We are adjourned.